Right, everyone, WeaponCollector here. I thought I'd do a video on some of my E.D.C items. Don't E.D.C all of these at the same time before you think that, because I see videos of people with like 5 knives, 5 guns, and I think, fucking hell, who carries that much stuff? This isn't that. This is the stuff I sort of cycle through, if you know what I mean. You know, one day it may be this knife, the next day it may be this knife, if you know what I mean. And also, not all of it gets took out of my house, obviously, because some of it is illegal to carry. But pretty much all of these items, one of them would be carried on me. You know, some of like the stuff I can't carry outside. I tend to play around with things in my pocket, you know, indoors. You know what I mean? You know. So I'll just get on to it. So this is sort of my what I carry at the minute. I've got more knives, I've got more torches, you know, but this is all the latest stuff that I tend to pick one of these as I go through. So one thing I always carry is water. All the time, I'm always drinking water. I don't drink a lot of stuff like Coke and that. The only stuff I really drink is water, black coffee and booze, to be honest. And tend to carry water either in a plastic bottle like that, but sometimes that's a bit too big, so I started using flasks, whereas this one's too small. This is a little what is this size? It's quite a small one. I think this was like a little 6-ounce one, maybe smaller than that, I can't remember, but I found it was too small, so I've upgraded to a slightly bigger one. This is an 8-ounce one. That's the make of it. It was the cheapest, decent one I could find. Because you can get other ones, but they have like a plastic lid and stuff. This was a good one, good size. 8 ounce. This carries about half a pint, I think it was. I want to eventually get the even bigger one. And that's my sort of water carrying for the day. Like I said, I always like to have a bit of water on me. Knives. If I go out, I'll carry a legal carry knife. And indoors, I always carry a knife on me. First thing I do, as soon as I go out of my bedroom, as soon as I get up, put my trousers on, put a knife in my pocket. So indoors, the knives I'm carrying at the minute, indoors or in the garden, I've got a couple of Ganzos I'm sort of swapping between. This seems to be the main one, and this one at the minute. This is the Ganzo G729. That's a nice sort of carry knife. That one, well used, given as a gift from Jay's Blades. Another good, you know, self-defense E.D.C knife. And then another Ganzo, which is the G741. And they go in my pocket, like I said, as soon as I get up. But I do not take these out, because obviously you can't. These are illegal to carry. But if I was going to carry a knife out, which I do very, very occasionally, because half the time I can't see no point, there's just no reason, you know. But if I, you know, like going to the woods or something, you know, you can't take a knife to the pub. But if I do, it's either this one, which is an electrician's knife, I think, which I've slightly modded. I've sharpened this groove off a bit more. I've changed the shape of the blade to be a bit more pointed. So it'd either be that or the old classic Swiss Army penknife. I don't think you can beat these for legal carry. You know, for the stuff you can get. You can get some decent Spydercos, look similar to that don't lock. They're good. They'd be better for if you had to defend yourself, sort of thing. But for a knife that most people see, they're comfortable with it, you know, because even if you had a knife like this that was legal to carry, it looks a bit more dodgy, sort of thing, you know. People would be more threatened by it. Whereas if you had to open a box and you pulled something like that out, people weren't so threatened by it, so they would less likely to say something. But the good old, you know, any knives like that, that's the only two I've got at the minute that I cycle through, those two. And then we've got torches. Torches I tend to use at the... Oh, saying that, this is... I'll go to torches and this knife. This is another legal carry knife. And this is the other one. I do like this. Slightly heavier though. But it does mean that you don't have to carry a torch. Because it's got a decent 3 LED torch on it. And it's also got a lot of blades, you know, like a Swiss Army knife. So I sometimes carry that instead of that and that. That's a Seamer. Don't know the model, but I could tell you if you want to know. But that's a good thing. I've been looking for something like this for ages. Decent torch with a decent knife, and that's what I found. So then torches, through night, Archer A1. This is a good little torch. Takes one single AA battery, which I like. It's not very big, and it has a decent strobe. I do like a torch with a strobe for, you know, for at night. You can see that's well used. That is my main torch at the minute. But sometimes I was carrying this one, which is a Streamlight. I don't think it's got any batteries in at the minute. But this was a good little one. And this has got no functions apart from just on. And I liked it just because it was... Sometimes it's easier just to have a torch that just turns on. Not too powerful. You know, and this little... Takes 2 AA's. So that and that, pretty sure that's all the torches. And then I'll go over these knuckle dusters because you're probably thinking, why has he got knuckle dusters in it? Now I don't carry these out, obviously, because they're illegal. But indoors, I tend to like to mess around with stuff. You know, you're always playing with stuff or, you know, fidgeting around. So I tend to sort of have one of them next to me, just for something to mess around with, you know, play around with. So the ones I've been sort of messing around with lately is that one, the old bottle opener one, brass one, and this is the latest one. And it's just something to, you know, like I said, I don't carry them, but it's just something you can have in your next year just to mess around with. So then keys, my keys don't really change very much. I either have these with the little through night on it. It's got the keys I need, plus a handcuff key. You know, not necessarily going to need it, but why not? They're so small, it's not going to affect anything. That's my normal keys, but say if I was going, I don't know, on holiday or whatever, not coming back for a couple of days, I then add these to those keys, because these are the sort of to other things I may need the keys for, you know. That's it for keys. Phones, I've got 2 phones, because sometimes this phone is an old LG cookie and pretty much just does calls and texts. You know, it does other things, but it don't go on the internet. That's the kind of phone I tend to use. Pay as you go. Yeah, and you tend to leave it in your pocket then. Problem with these sort of, there's nothing wrong with them, and I would have one if I had the money. A smartphone. Well, I've got one, but it's a bit weird. I'll explain now. You tend to have them out when you shouldn't really. Now this is a smartphone, it'll go online and all that. The battery's a bit funny, but why I carry this sometimes, right? If I'm going somewhere where I need to be able to get hold of someone and I haven't got credit on this, I can take that and use the Wi-Fi on it, you know. So, wallet. Don't really carry a wallet very often. I do have a wallet. Normally just carry my money in a bag, bloody money bag, or in my pocket. But I do have a wallet. I've got one with a chain on it. I prefer that so that you don't lose it. Not so someone doesn't really nick it, but it's just so you don't drop it. You know, just a standard Velcro sort of wallet. Don't use it very often, but if I'm going on holiday or whatever, or out for like, you know, going to London or something, then I would use that. This doesn't change, carry a little thing of Vaseline because I'm allergic to certain bread and stuff like that. makes my lips sore, so that just helps, you know, it just makes things easier. Self-defense pen, I did have another one that I used to change between. I used to have like a metal, like an aluminium one. This is a Pocket Shark I've modified to have a better pen in it, a proper pen, and I've took the stuff off of it so it doesn't say it's like a weapon, you know. That should be, you know, a bit more legal, if you know what I mean, because it's just a pen now. You know, it doesn't say it's for, you know, self-defense, and it's got a proper pen in it. Bottle opener, that doesn't really change, I always carry that. And then lastly is these two little tins, I think. That is everything in it. Oh, lighters. Carry lighters in these two tins. This is my sort of going out jacket tin. This is my everyday jacket tin. And then this is a separate lighter, which I take sometimes just because it's unusual. This little USB lighter. So one way, that's how to charge it. And the other way, they light it. It's like a little mini cigarette light from your car. Stays on for about 5 seconds. That should go off in a second. Yeah. Got a little coil. But it's something, you know, it's something different. And you ain't got to rely on gas either, you know. So then in these tins, these are pretty much the same. Just a little tin with some stuff I carry in my sort of breast pocket or my arm pocket, just as something extra in case I these things do come in handy, but not very often, if you know what I mean. So I've got some Rizzlers in there, a little notepad, because I tend to especially if you're out drinking, you might talk to people and you forget their names or just anything. And then in there I've got some plasters, a pen, a pencil and a lighter, and I don't know if this is one of them. Yeah. These lighters have got little torches on them, like a little backup torch and a safety pin in there. Just a couple of little extra things, just, you know, that can come in handy. All of them things at one point I've needed, and I have used. It's not just crap that I don't use, if you know what I mean. This is the other one. This one's got a lighter again, which has got a better torch. It's actually got like a, it looks blue but it is white. Notepad, a bit of dental floss. This is the one I carry more often, so it's got slightly more things in. Dental floss, indigestion tablets, and a couple of other things in there. Plasters, they've all got plasters in, pen and pencil. But yeah, that is pretty much the E.D.C items that I cycle through. You know, don't carry them all at once, obviously, but I change between them. And I think that's everything. I keep thinking I've forgotten something. Oh, this is the case. This is the case to my no, it's got another one in it. This is the case to my phone. Sometimes put just the one in, but you know, if I want to carry both, it'll carry both in. And the other thing I do, I chuck my money in there. So that sort of becomes an all-in-one phone case wallet, you know. Yeah, as I was saying, I keep thinking I've forgotten something, but I don't think, you know, something that's not in the video. If not, I'll just add it to the more info section. Yeah, so that is my E.D.C that I cycle through, you know, that I change between, swap between. I'll show you, maybe not now, but in a couple of days, maybe in a couple of weeks, I'll do my actual E.D.C again. Yeah, like I said, I think that's it. I'm doing a competition at the minute where you can win a 10,000 milliamp hour power bank. So look on my videos. I'm not going to add a link. You'll have to find it yourself. But go to my channel, look for, you know, you'll see it, the giveaway, and follow the instructions on the video. Don't just add a comment because it won't enter you. Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. That's my E.D.C items I swap between. Don't forget to visit my blog. Link will be in the description. There might be some recommended videos at the end of this on either side, like here and here. You know. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video. See you later.